a.m. and it's now time for the Morning Watch with Reverend Dr. Dylan Toussaint.
Listeners to Love 101 FM are advised that the views and opinions expressed in this program are not necessarily those of Love 101 FM.
And welcome to the Morning Watch on Love 101 FM. I'm your host, Dylan Toussaint. A special welcome to our listeners on love101.org, and if you're overseas and on the move, U.S. listeners can access us at 712-832-8001. And if you're in the UK, 0330-332-6541, or join us via the Love 101 FM app that can be downloaded from the Google Play Store or the Apple Store. You can also join us on Love 101 FM Facebook and YouTube Live. In the first watch today, to gag or not to gag. And in the second watch, Global Hybrid Mathematics Conference. For our social media question, we ask, what are your thoughts on the gag clause? Please share your responses on our Love 101 FM Facebook page and YouTube channel. And also on WhatsApp, 876-997-3125, using the hashtag The Morning Watch. We'll share your responses later on in the program, but before all of that, here's our quote.
Good morning, good morning. So today's I quote says, "You will never change what you will not confront." There's no name for it today because it says anonymous, but you will never change what you will not confront.
Hi, good morning, Joka.
Good morning, how are you?
I am doing well, and how are you, my brother?
I'm doing well.
Yeah, speaking about change and confrontation, how was yesterday's World Athletics competition for you?
Whoa, shocking to say the least. I wasn't even paying attention at lane 9, so you can imagine my shock and distraught when the camera panned to Sha'Carri. But congratulations to her. She did well. She did exceptionally well.
Yes, as what if the nation is guarding to us about a depression.
We're gonna have to pray for the nation today.
All right, the first watch will be back after this break.
Music 5 stars from a combo. Five of your favorite in a one go. Bust your belly with flavor and go. Get one no 5-star combo. Try the juicy 5-star summer combo. Get any one of your favorite patty. One piece of chicken, a soup you like, a bread roll, plus a Coca-Cola, all for $1,100. Music 5 stars from a combo. Five of your favorite in a one go. Bust your belly with flavor and go. A juicy and Coca-Cola promotion. Available at participating stores. Conditions apply. JPS. Keep it cool, keep it cool. Summertime hot, but we are bad the tools. Keep it cool. No price to see it, you just have to choose. At the out of the fridge, just use a igloo. Remember your Kisco ice and the glue. If an AC come out, they are hit that. AC if you have it, then up and after that. Keep it cool. This summer JPS and all the tools. Keep you cool with JPS. Download the JPS app today.
Hello.
Goodbye.
What are you doing?
I'm saying hello to peace of mind and goodbye to worry.
Oh, I'd like to say that too.
Well, with Guardian Life's new Ultimate Provider, you can secure your medical expenses in the event of critical illness ahead of time and benefit from their investment portfolio too.
Wow, so it's hello peace of mind.
And goodbye worry with Guardian Life's new Ultimate Provider. For more information, contact 888-367-5433 or talk to one of our representatives. Guardian Life. Live secure. Live easy.
Let's get up and go. Time to explore.
Do you know why
I can't wait to go to Isle of Summer on August 26th. I know why. There'll be fun rides for kids all day. Exactly. Bounce a boat, mechanical bull, slide and trampoline. Plus, the train, Ferris wheel, merry-go-round, fun cycles, and jumbo water slide. And the rides are cheap. Just $300 for each ride or $2,500 for unlimited rides all day. I know nobody wants to miss the excitement, games, and music. We love summer, and you should too.
Happy follow Grace Sardine. Follow the better flavor. Grace Sardine with the chef and the beginner. Follow the one with pepper. That are the winner. Shop on supermarkets. Everybody sell it. Do all of them nice. Pass the park, make push it.
Grace Sardines follow the better flavor.
When you retire, you're still going to get up.
Rise and shine.
You're still going to get out, ready for the road, because you're retiring from work, not your lifestyle. With a Sagicor Lifestyle Approved Retirement Scheme, individuals can save up to 20% of their income towards retirement tax-free. So when you've reached retirement, you'll have more than a rocking chair waiting for you.
I'm ready for my day at the spa.
Start saving for your golden years with a Sagicor Lifestyle Approved Retirement Scheme. Apply online at elife.sagicorjamaica.com.
Welcome back to the Morning Watch. Thanks for staying with us. I'm your host, Dylan Toussaint. To gag or not to gag? That is the question. The pressure to name names is on, but there's a side which insists that naming names would only make matters worse for some. This is in relation to the Integrity Commission's investigation into 6 parliamentarians for illicit enrichment. But there is a gag clause. We're asking, should it be done away with? Well, to answer this and other related questions, we have online Ms. Jeanette Calder, Executive Director, Jamaica Accountability Meter Portal, and the Reverend Dr. Ralston Nemard, retired Anglican priest, writer, columnist, and social commentator. Good morning to you both.
Good morning. Good morning, Doc. Good morning to your listeners.
Yes, good to have you both with us again as we discuss this interesting matter. Let me begin by asking, what is your understanding of the so-called gag clause in relation to reports from the Integrity Commission? And what are your views in that regard? Beginning with you, Ms. Calder.
Well, my understanding is that it stems, first of all, let's just talk about, my understanding is it stems from a concern, a long ongoing concern that is connected back to a previous anti-corruption agency, the Office of the Contractor General. And I think the public, the media, our parliamentarians, and our business sector, who were impacted also, has complained over the years for the manner in which investigations were commenced by that entity. They felt that before the investigations were at a threshold where there were sufficient findings to declare that there is an issue, there was a premature, in their view, a premature announcement that was damaging, particularly to the reputation of our political class, being our parliamentarians, and of course, any other members of the private sector with whom they were being accused of, something untoward. So as a means to fixing this, when the Integrity Commissions Act was passed, which merged the 3 anti-corruption bodies, the Parliament was very definitive about correcting what they thought was that injustice. And so they placed what we have called a gag or a muzzle, but in 2 sections of the law, a provision was made whereby this new anti-corruption body could not speak on any matters pertaining to an investigation until the report or a report was tabled in the Parliament. So it's not that you can't speak about it, it's when you can. You can begin an investigation with an announcement. You put it first as a report in front of the people of Jamaica which is through their elected representatives. And so we've been having a discussion for the last 5 years as to whether or not preventing the Integrity Commission from speaking about an investigation is actually aiding and abetting the corrupt, or is it assisting with the fight against corruption, or is it good enough to do this just because it's potentially damaging to other persons' reputations to mention these investigations? So that's the nature of the discussion, and it has come back up recently because their annual report of the Integrity Commission that has to be submitted, I think, by the end of June every year, identified that 28 public officials are under investigation for the worst kind of corruption there is, illicit enrichment, and 6 lawmakers are also under investigation for illicit enrichment, which is really stealing from the people of Jamaica.
All right.
And the question is, should we know who they are, in short?
Yeah, stick up in right there. Mr. Reverend Dr. Nemard, your thoughts before the break?
Yes, there's not a great deal I can add to Ms. Calder's very precise definition of what the problem is. Certainly, what she has said mirrors my own thinking. Just to add, though, that I recall way back in the day when the Office of the Contractor General under the zealous Greg Christie, did a number of reports. And there was one in particular that caused a lot of furor when Dr. Christofton was the Minister of Agriculture and the divestment of the sugarcane lands. And names were called prematurely. And I remember Dr. Aubin Hill, who is now Minister of Investment and Commerce, was the chairman of the divestment committee. And some rather uncomplimentary remarks were made with regard to his participation in the committee from the report. I mean, it's no secret. And even to the suggestion that perhaps he should not ever hold public office. And I remember writing an article on that particular thing. So the genesis of this problem, goes all the way back there. And people's reputations were prematurely, brought to the fore and caused some ruin. Because, in Jamaica, when you say something about somebody, there are many people who are going to believe it. And even if it does not work out precisely as, is suggested. So the caution in the gag clause is to ensure that this other thing does not happen. But we have to be careful that we do not go overboard. There has to be a careful balance between the public's right to know and at the same time protecting people's reputation. That is the rub. How do you balance that?
Correct.
Yeah. Ms. Calder, what are your views on the gag?
Well, my views is that there is, I think the way we chose to deal with it is most unfortunate. Let me just say that straight.
Yes.
Right? And I'm a little impatient because it shouldn't, I'm really a little impatient because, yes, this thing is affecting reputations. I have been on the other side of this matter. When I was in government, I operated in a position that required me to also declare my assets. I had to be under the similar kind of investigation. And I can only imagine if my name was called up prematurely about something, how I would feel about that.
Yeah, I'm so sorry. We're up on a break. Hold on.
No problem.
Be right back.
Time on Love 101 is now 7:15 a.m.
Jamaica and its workforce are advancing quickly. Life-changing opportunities are arising. You need training and support. We are the Renewed Heart NSTA Trust, committed to providing new and emerging skills training and opportunities. Come to Heart, We'll help you claim your place in the workforce of the future.
As our family grows, our home internet needs have grown too.
And now, with Flow's fiber fast internet and smart Wi-Fi coverage, we're always connected in any room at home.
With Yadon Road Plus, get 500 megabits per second of fiber fast internet, smart Wi-Fi, plus unlimited mobile on the go. All for the special offer of only $6,999 plus GCT a month. Fiber fast internet and smart Wi-Fi coverage inspired by you. Visit a Flow store today. Conditions apply.
The other day, me at the supermarket buying some groceries. When me reach the cashier, she said,
Cashier card.
Me look at her and say, cash give you travel points, cash give you cash back, cash give you rewards. Lady number card. I pay for everything with my Sagicor Bank credit card. Grocery, gas, bills. Cause when you use your card, you get your reward.
Sir, stop all up the line.
Sorry, miss. Earn the best rewards ever with Sagicor Bank credit cards. Visit sagicor.com to apply today. Conditions apply.
Hey, my peeps, get this on the regular. Your HIV status if you consider the least of a test once a year. Just 15 minutes for your status clear. Cause it might not show up on your timeline and you learn too late, so you're out of time. A progressive future, only tool. Really long life, our story. You hear?
Remember, update your status in a real life. Do an HIV test today.
Just 15 minutes for your status clear. Really long life, our story. Really long life for youth, coming from the Ministry of Health and Wellness.
Get your Western Union back to school bonus from now until September 22. 50 winners of $10,000 every week. Millions in scholarships of up to $100,000 each. And double your Western Union money transfer in your GK1 wallet to get you ready for the new school year. You could be one of over 300 winners. Just download the GK1 app, receive a Western Union transfer in your GK1 wallet, and you're automatically entered to your back to school bonus. Visit gkmsonline.com for all the rules. Authorized under Section 58 of the Gaming Laws.
From generation to generation, Jamaicans have depended on J&B Bank to make the pride and joy of providing a safe place for their families possible. Now, with no processing fees and no down payment mortgage options, you can open the door to your own sweet home, a legacy to hand to your next generation. Visit jnbank.com to get pre-approved today. J&B Bank will help you find a way.
Welcome back to the Morning Watch. Thanks for staying with us. I'm your host, Dylan Toussaint, and in this, the first watch, we're looking at the whole matter of the gag clause, and in so doing, we have online the Reverend Dr. Ralston Nemard, social commentator, and Ms. Jeanette Calder, Executive Director of JAMS. Before the break, Ms. Calder, I had interrupted your train of thought as I asked, what are your personal views on the matter of the gag clause?
Right. I was really just remembering something. I think a pastor said to me only yesterday, something does not have to be true to be damaging. It just needs to be said. And that as I said, was the driving concern behind this clause. I'm a little impatient with the debate because three quick points as to why I have a difficulty with the gag clause, and I believe it really does have to be changed. Let me quickly tell the public, if they don't know, that the act did require for a review in 5 years, right? And the wisdom behind that is we're doing something for the first time. As a matter of fact, Jamaica is leading the pack with this kind of single anti-corruption body with prosecutorial teeth. And so our legislators decided, let's check in 5 years to see how it's going. And that has started in December, I think, of 2021 and is still ongoing. The Joint Select Committee of Parliament is reviewing it now. So this is a great time for us to make our voices be heard on it. Now, 3 reasons why I'm completely against the gag. 1, bear with me here. Jamaica is the only country on the planet where we've been able to find an anti-corruption law that believes that this is necessary for us to do anti-corruption work. Now, you could say, well, wow, we're leading the pack there as well, Jeanette. And I would say, no, we're not. Is there any other country where there's not a concern for fairness and justice and the reputation of others? Yes, there is. So what is it that they have been able to do, which is to strike the balance that Reverend Nemha just mentioned? How can we look at that and pattern it as opposed to denying us the right to know? That's one. Number two, even in this very country of ours, Jamaica, we find that we have other anti-corruption bodies. Isn't there an Auditor General Department? Isn't there a MOCA? Isn't there a Financial Investigation Division that focuses on financial crime? Why haven't we got them? Why haven't we got them? Why have we been able to trust these entities to do the work and not somehow find ourselves in the problem that we claim to be having with this Integrity Commission? Let me point out that the organization that had this problem does not exist anymore. There is no Office of the Contractor General. Okay? So I get to understand, and so has the public, that all of this denial of information, and I would go far as to say, hindrance to detection and the fight against corruption, because I think this is what the GAG does, and I can go into it on another point. But all of this has come about. I think I can freely say it because it has been freely said, and I no longer feel as if I'm damaging the person's reputation. But one individual who was in charge of the Contractor General's office, who conducted and governed that office in a way that was disturbing for others. That's the reason. So how did Jamaica decide to deal with what amounts to a human resource problem? Pick up legislation and to codify in law? That cannot be a reasonable way of dealing with your difficulty with how a public official is carrying out their duties. So we have choked the process of fighting corruption, choked transparency, choked accountability on account of one individual. I have a difficulty with that. Now, let me give you a quick example. In 2021, a media station reported on a matter pertaining to a contract, a financial matter, a contract that was being issued. Somebody blew the whistle, and this particular station began to talk about it. That was a Thursday. By the Monday, the station came on air and said, since they shared that they were looking at it on the Thursday, they were suffering from a deluge of information. Jamaicans knew about this matter, but Jamaicans didn't hear anybody dealing with it. So Jamaicans kept their mouth. But the minute Jamaica heard, not an anti-corruption body, but a news station that is known for looking into these things, people were willing to spill their guts because they heard that something was being done and looked into. The very next month, the Minister of Finance, no less, stood up in the House and told the Jamaica that the Auditor General would be investigating the matter, and argument done. But what is important about that is we saw how the public responded to provide information to aid and abet with an investigation. We heard the Minister of Finance reassuring the public that something was being done, and we haven't heard anything since, because when the report is finished, we will know. But two important things happened that the Integrity Commission has been denied for 5 years. One, people knowing that they're doing an investigation, no name, no call, an investigation into a matter, allowed the public, allowed other public officials to provide information to help. And two, it helped the public to have confidence knowing the government was responding to the concern. That's what we've been denied for 5 years. We're not asking for names, Rev. We're not asking for names. We're asking for the public of Jamaica to be assured that when these concerns come up, that the matter is being investigated.
You had mentioned 5. You didn't reach 3. Number 3 and then 4.
Number 3. Number 3 is
Dr. Nemha.
Yeah. Number 3 is simply that I don't know if a lot of persons know about it, but the gag extends beyond just the matter of the investigation. 56.1 of the Act has been interpreted in a way that procurement information is no longer accessible to the media, to civil society organizations like myself, to citizens of Jamaica, and I dare say other anti-corruption agencies. So Jamaica has an enviable database where for 15 years we have been recording how money flows from the public sector into contracts into the private sector. That's a crucial database for us all to access, because that is where the nexus of corruption is, the flow of money. Right. And since this gag, hold on, Dylan, I know I've been talking long, but allow me to finish this point, because it's something they don't know. Since this gag, we have not been able to update, the Integrity Commission has not been able to update a procurement database for the last 3 years that provides information on where public funds flow. So it goes beyond just investigation.
Yeah. All right, Dr. Nemard.
Allow me, if you will, to say how much a pleasure it is to be on with Jeanette, and at the same time to congratulate her on the very sterling work she's been doing at the accountability portal. We need that kind of work in Jamaica.
I appreciate the encouragement.
Yes, I just wanted to say that.
I do for the gag clause, Dr. Nemard.
Right, there's no doubt in my mind that the gag clause ought to be revised, and we cannot wait too long for that to be done. When my thinking is that we should have the commissioners should do their investigation when they have come up with hard evidence of crime being committed, as I suspect is the case with these 6 that are being fingered. That the public should know. I mean, these are politicians who are representing the people and have vast powers, and you cannot have this kind of cloak of anonymity, over them, so that they have committed something and that the public cannot hear about it. But if it is hard evidence, just like you would have hard evidence for any other criminal activity, and you know that your investigation is solid and the evidence is solid, why is it that the public can't be told? Why is it that you have to report to the parliament, to these same servants of the people who have been hired by the people, so that they can delay or sanitize the report before the public hear about it? It doesn't make sense. So my thinking is that get the hard evidence, do the investigation, get the hard evidence. When you've gotten it, I cannot see why the public cannot be told, even before a report is made to Parliament. If you're going to be an independent body, then you ought to be independent.
So you have no problem with the report in regards to the investigation that's now going on from the commission?
If the investigation has turned up some solid evidence as to the culpability in crime, then I think the people ought to be advised.
And let us be clear what the nature of the alleged crime is. This is not murder, where witnesses think them to something, and the evidence can point circumstantially to some other. No. Let us tell the people of Jamaica what illicit enrichment is. You have to declare your assets. Yeah? And if you cannot explain why you have those 6 houses and how come your income don't match it, if you can't explain how you have those, 2 new companies that's fully outfitted with equipment and nobody bequeathed it to you, if you can't explain that, then what do you expect the people of Jamaica to think about how you came by? Every Jamaican knows that is how assets are hidden by the corrupt. Everybody knows that. So I'm saying, if the parliamentarians, the 28 public officials and the 6 lawmakers want to extricate themselves from this terrible situation they have found themselves in, it's simple. Show us how you came by these assets. Now, please, let me just quickly tell you. Last week, the Minister of Justice explained that we must be patient. Maybe this is just a little question that needs to be answered about this property. Let me be clear. The Integrity Commission does not open something called an investigation and send it off to the Director of Investigation until ample, wholly but generous time has been given to the 28 and the 6 to show them how did you come by this asset. Having exhausted all the opportunities they have gotten to provide an answer, an investigation is open. And I think if they have failed to do that after ample time, and I'm talking real generous ample time, the simple matter of saying how you pay for this, then I think that Reverend is correct. You can't have a minister if there's a minister presiding over the affairs of the resources and assets, and you're being accused from stealing the people's resources and assets. In principle, that's not right.
Let me quick. We're running out of.
Yeah, half a minute.
We're running out of time, but let me quickly say that the Integrity Commission itself has cast some cloud over this by its own behavior in certain matters, and it is not without sin itself with regard to some of the cloud that we are seeing over the reports and so on.
Yeah.
And you know what I'm talking about. The Prime Minister, the report on the Prime Minister, the way the Executive Director
We
behaved
got
and
to
so
leave
on.
it here. So sorry. Thanks
Clear
so much
statement,
for the
clear
informative and interesting discussion. Have a safe day, lady and gentlemen.
Thank you. And you'll do the same. Thank you.
Great. The Morning Watch will return in just a moment.
Jane Bank, anything possible with a little savings in your hand.
The time by Jane Bank is
7:30.
Me pull up at the gas station and the attendant come up.
87 or 90.
I don't know why him think I would put 87 in my new car. But me answer him. But when him say
Cash or card?
me say, big man, why would I take my cash and buy gas? I pay for everything with my Surgical Bank credit card. Grocery, gas, bills. Cause when you use your card, you get your reward. If I pay cash, you are gonna give me a reward?
Me can wipe your windscreen.
Earn the best rewards ever with Surgical Bank credit cards. Conditions apply.
When you sweat, you lose more than water. That's why Gatorade has fluids to hydrate, electrolytes to replenish, and carbs to fuel. For over 50 years, Gatorade has been studying sweat to understand what the body loses and what it needs. We have sweat down to a science. Gatorade. Sweat is glory.
JPS. Keep it cool, keep it cool. Summertime hot, but we have all the tools. Keep it cool. No place to see it, you just have to choose. Out of the fridge, just use an igloo. Remember your Kisco ice and the juice. If an AC combo, yeah, hit that AC. If you have it, then I fan after that. Keep it cool. This summer JPS have all the tools. Keep you cool with JPS. Download the JPS app today.
Share in the experience at Fontana Pharmacy. We have a wide variety of items in store just for you. Fill your prescriptions while you shop. And senior citizens enjoy 10% off. Shop household, cosmetics, toys, and many other departments. We also offer curbside pickup and delivery. Visit our website at fontanapharmacy.com. Fontana Pharmacy, where it's all good inside.
No other name can touch.
So, do you think you can sing? Like, seriously sing? And would you want to be in the running to win a professional recording? Well, listen up. Love 101 in association with Pioneer Music is offering a free recording contract for one song to the person who wins the I Love Summer Sing-Off competition. Here's what you need to do. Simply record a 1-minute video of you singing a gospel song of your choice, post it on your social media platform and tag Love 101 FM Jamaica and Pioneer Music JA between Monday, August 21 and Thursday, August 24. You must be able to attend the I Love Summer final show on Saturday, August 26 at Harmony Beach in Montego Bay between 12 p.m. and 2 p.m. when the sing-off will take place. Only the top singers will be chosen. So, what are you waiting for? Do your vocal warm-ups and get to recording your video, and don't forget to tag Love 101 FM Jamaica and Pioneer Music JA. You'll be contacted to know if you have been chosen to be in the final sing-off in Montego Bay. I Love Summer. The final show is Saturday, August 26th. I Love Summer on Love 101, the family station.
What is a credit card? A credit card is far more than a piece of plastic. A credit card is a loan which is tied to your account at a financial institution. Remember, you still have to pay back the institution on time for any transactions. It's not your money. You have to pay it back or your credit profile will suffer. If you don't pay it back in full, interest will be charged on any outstanding amount. If you don't pay in full, interest will be charged on any outstanding amount.
This financial literacy tip was brought to you by Bank of Jamaica, building an inclusive economy.
Welcome back to the Morning Watch. Thanks for staying with us. I'm your host, Dylan Toussaint. Now, We're going to look at the newspapers to see what Jamaicans and others are saying and doing in the Observer. Family of former British Prime Minister visit Guyana, apologize for link to slavery. Also, JTA finds ally in powerful American teachers union. In the Gleaner, Japan to start releasing treated radioactive water into sea this week. And also, livestock farmers need land to rear animals. Those are some of the major stories in our newspapers. Coming up next, we read some of the feedback from our social media questions. What are your thoughts on the gag clause? What are your thoughts on the gag clause? Please leave a comment on our Facebook page and YouTube channel, Love 101 FM Jamaica, or WhatsApp 876-997-3125. We'll be right back.
Jamaica Pentecostal Union Apostolic and National Fellowship Apostolic Women in Leadership is offering PEP scholarships valued at $30,000 Jamaican dollars for the 2023-2024 school year. To be eligible, the applicant must be a female student between the ages of 11 and 13 who was successful in the recent primary exit profile exam. She must be an active Sunday school student in an apostolic church and be able to demonstrate the need for financial aid. The applicant must submit a valid birth certificate, passport-sized photograph, letter of acceptance, or other proof of acceptance for the 2023-2024 academic year, a letter of recommendation from the pastor of her assembly, and write an essay of no more than 150 words detailing the reasons that she needs the scholarship. To apply, visit the website https://tinyurl.com/capital N, A, capital FAWL -2023, or submit your application to nafawl2020@gmail.com with subject capital PEP 2023-2024 award application. Application deadline is August 31, 2023. If God does not hear the prayer of sinners, what is the point of a sinner's prayer? Tuesday, August 22, on The Rock, join host Bishop Harold Steve Blair and guests Reverend Errol Rattray and Pastor Christopher Broadber as they discuss the topic, the sinner's prayer. That's The Rock, Tuesday, August 22 at 10 a.m. here on the family station, Love 101.
Get ready for another inspiring show this Testimony Tuesday inside Alive, 1 to 5 August 22, packed with inspirational stories and Allen-flavored music. 1:45, we bring you the brain-testing Wintersize. Stick around for Prayer Blast at 2 o'clock as we bring in the prayer bells of heaven. 2:15 inside the evidence, we share with you another powerhouse testimony boasting about the power of God. Then at 3 p.m., we go behind the pulpit with recording gospel artist and preacher, Pastor Tyrone Thompson. But you know him better as Papa San. All this summer will come alive 1 p.m. to 5 p.m. August 22 with me, Sarah, and the Chirpy One on the family station, Love 101, celebrating 30 years of music, family, and love.
Welcome back to the Morning Watch. Thanks for staying with us. I'm your host, Dylan Toussaint. Let's now join Jokal for a look at how our Facebook, YouTube, and WhatsApp friends answer today's question. What are your thoughts on the gag clause? Jokal.
All right, so we have a response here from Monica. Monica says, good morning. Gag order or not, I'm sure that both the PM and opposition leader know the people in their parties that are under investigation by the IC, and such insist that they recluse themselves until a determination is made.
Mm. Okay. Thanks to that individual. What's her name or his name?
Monica.
Monica. Thanks, Monica, for responding. Interesting thoughts there. We now segue into the second watch, and the world's focus turns to Jamaica as it hosts the 5th International Conference on Mass Teaching. Now, this 2-day hybrid conference, set to take place tomorrow and the Thursday at the Shortwood Teachers College, is poised to, and I quote, invigorate mathematics education among teachers worldwide. From Spain to Singapore, from Mexico to Malta. Well, to have a discussion on this topic, we have joining us Mr. Oscar Moreno, math consultant, expert, Scholastic, Inc., and Ms. Sharon Elliott, CEO of Book Merchant Limited. Good morning to you both.
Good morning.
Good morning. Yes, good to have you both with us. Thanks for joining us. All right, I'll begin with you, Ms. Elliott. Tell us more about the conference and why it's being held.
Good morning again. Thank you so much for having us. We're very excited about our upcoming math conference, which is going to be at Shortwood College tomorrow. We're inviting all math teachers, all serious math teachers to register for our conference. The whole purpose of this conference is to change the way we teach mathematics. And there's a huge significance in the teaching of mathematics and the learning of mathematics. So the conference is going to foster innovative teaching methods, promoting collaboration among educators, and addressing challenges in math education.
Yes.
At this conference, we'll also emphasize the crucial role of math in fostering critical thinking. Problem-solving skills will be shared and help the teachers to prepare our students for success in the future.
Okay. Mr. Moreno?
Yep.
Yeah. From your perspective, you're a math consultant and expert. From your perspective, why is it that many persons find math so difficult and daunting a subject?
Okay, I think that definitely, or traditionally, we haven't understand mathematics because we think mathematics are difficult. However, with this new methodology, Singapore SNAP, and also all the things that teachers will find in this conference, the idea is to change our mindset. The idea is to know mathematics much better using different math representations, which can be really useful for every student.
And the psychology behind it, Mr. Moreno, can you say more? Because some people approach it with fear and trepidation.
Sure. Okay. So according to this methodology, students should work on mathematics using 3 math representations: concrete, pictorial, and abstract. Concrete stage or concrete representations, students have the chance to manipulate physical and virtual objects. The idea is to make significant connections from math to math. After that, the students will have the chance to work in mathematics using the pictorial representation, in which they have to use drawings or diagrams to represent mathematics. And finally, they will arrive to the abstract representation, in which they will be working with the mathematical language, with the formal mathematical language. So in that way, students will build conceptual or deep conceptual understanding behind mathematics. And also with this cycle, with this approach, students will have the opportunity to develop 21st century skills like critical thinking, collaboration, communication, among others.
Sounds interesting, and at the same time, it sounds impacting. Miss Elliott, we are nearing the break, but the conference begins tomorrow. And well, tell you what, Miss Elliott, I'm going to just hold that question until after the break, okay?
Okay.
Great sardine for the chef and the beginner. Follow the one with pepper, that are the winner. Shop and supermarket, everybody
Great
selling.
sardines, follow the better flavor.
The time is
7:45.
Touching lives every day, so many different ways. A part of all you do, Sagicor will make you feel secure. Reaching out for more, will always see you through. Reach for more, whatever you're dreaming, whatever your goals, will help you achieve them. You're never alone. Taking care of today's needs, take care of tomorrow's dreams. Every day helping you succeed, that's what Sagicor needs. Today's needs, tomorrow's dreams. Sagicor.
Let's get up and go.
Do you own a business or have a valuable product or service you want to share with the world? Call us now to be an exhibitor at Isle of Summer, ILS, Saturday, August 26th. For more information, call the Love 101 sales team at 876-424-3552. That's 876-424-3552.
GPS. Keep it cool, keep it cool. Summertime hot, but we have all the tools. Keep it cool, keep it cool. No place to see it, you just have to choose. Every out of the fridge, just use a big glue. Remember, no Kisco ice and the Judy fan AC come out there, hit that AC. If you have it, then I fan after that. Keep it cool, keep it cool. This summer GPS have all the tools. Keep you cool with GPS. Download the GPS app today.
Get on the path to financial freedom. Be your own boss with City and Guilds and Distinction College certification at Distinction College. Start full-time, part-time with weekend classes in plumbing, air conditioning and refrigeration, motor vehicle repairs and electrical installation. No subjects required, no age limit, no entrance test. Register this week and get free courses at huge discounts. Licensed employment agencies will assist students with job opportunities overseas. Visit us in Kingston, Spanish Town, and Ocho Rios or call 876-356-4167. Distinction College, the School of Champions.
Every Wednesday at 11 a.m. on Love 101, you're invited to listen to Good Morning Minister, a weekly feature where government ministers will speak about the development in their various ministries. Listen for the updates and have your questions and concerns ready to share inside Good Morning Minister as the Minister of Information, Robert Nesta Morgan, and a guest minister or agency head discuss the issues and take your questions and suggestions. Get ready to call in during Good Morning Minister, 11 a.m. on Wednesdays, right here on Love 101, the family station. NIS pensioners, avoid the wait. Get your NIS pension straight to your bank account. It's easy. Simply visit the Ministry of Labor and Social Security's website, mlss.gov.jm, or the nearest NIS office and collect the direct deposit application form. Then complete the form and submit it along with supporting documents to the NIS office nearest you. Avoid crowds and long lines. Get your money when you want it. The National Insurance Scheme, always working for you.
Welcome back to the Morning Watch. Thanks for staying with us. I'm your host, Dylan Toussaint. And in this, the second watch, we have been discussing the Global Hybrid Mathematics Conference, which is slated to begin tomorrow into the following day. And in so doing, we have online Ms. Sharon Elliott, CEO of Book Merchant Limited, and Mr. Oscar Moreno, math consultant and expert. Ms. Elliott, I was about to ask you before the break. The conference, which begins tomorrow, is dubbed a 2-day hybrid conference. Am I right?
That is correct.
Yes. What really does that mean in this context? And
Well,
what does it entail in terms of the participants?
Okay, in this conference, we're going to be having 150 teachers at Chartwood College face to face, and we're going to be streaming this conference to the rest of the world. We have over 400 registrants from the Middle East, Latin America, the Caribbean, and so forth. This taking part in this conference. So it's a great place to collaborate with the international community. I also want to point out free to the teachers. So math teachers who are listening, please, you can get information from calling book merchants or from our website and register. It's not too late to register for the conference.
And you say math teachers. I mean, any math teacher, regardless of the, the level?
Well, it's really aimed at kindergarten to grade 6, so from basic school up to the end of primary. But a number of high school teachers, especially those who are having challenges with their students, a number of them have registered and have attended in the past, because remember, this is our 7th year, and they have attended and they have been enormously blessed for doing so.
And why 2 days?
Because it's not enough to do it in one day. We have an opening ceremony, and this year we are really fortunate to have the Minister of Education, Honorable Seyval Williams, as our guest speaker. She's our keynote speaker. She will open the conference. So because we have this ceremony, that takes out a chunk of time out of our day, and we have so many topics to cover that we really couldn't get it done in one day.
And can you give us an idea of some of the topics that will be covered?
There are new concepts that we are dealing with this year, such as the zone of proximal development. Mm-hmm. That is something I'm sure Oscar would be happy to talk to you about. That particular session is going to be facilitated by Yvonne Liu, who is our consultant in Singapore.
Sorry, could you repeat it? You said it. I'm sorry, Ms. Elliott. You said the zone of what?
Proximal development.
Proximal?
Development. It's a new term in mathematics, ZPD. Well, new to me, but I'm not the mathematician in the room. So that is going to be conducted by our Singapore specialist. So she'll be up late at night doing this one on Zoom. There will be sessions on, Oscar will be doing a session using manipulatives. As he explained earlier, the way to teach math is to have the children look at the concrete first. Play around with concrete objects before you get into the abstract. So he's going to be doing a session on manipulatives. Our local trainer, Nicole Thompson, will be doing a problem solving using the bar model method, which is also another strategy used by the Singaporeans. And there are several others. There is even a workshop for parents. So parents are encouraged to sign up for this.
Oh, that's good.
So that they can assist their kids with math.
And would persons, apart from teachers and parents, can students join?
Students, teachers, but we don't have students attending the conference. So we have a cohort of student teachers from Shortwood. We're recommending anybody from any of the teachers' colleges, as long as you are going to be teaching math. These are strategies that would be very useful to you.
Mr. Moreno?
Yes.
Can you tell us, because I'm still, you're the maths expert in this discussion. Do demographics like gender, age, and social background have anything to do with the teaching and learning of maths?
Of course. That's why we have introduced this new theoretical framework, zone of proximal development, because this is how students learn mathematics. The importance of talking about different problems, different situations that the math teacher has to take part of their class, because the students need to need to solve these situations or these problems using mathematics. That's why the new pedagogical principle that we want to introduce in this conference is the ZPD, Zone of Proximal Development, and also the P2A2 activities. P2A2 activities are the ones that students can use in order to learn mathematics with and without scaffolding. Because, students have different learning styles, and the teacher needs to know that.
So tell us more about this zone of proximal development. Miss Elliott mentioned it and you have mentioned it. First time hearing it.
Of course. This is a theoretical framework proposed by Vygotsky, in which students have the chance to learn mathematics with their classmates. It's too important to let the students discuss about the different topics, about the different definitions in the math class. So if a student doesn't understand a specific topic, this student has the opportunity to discuss, to talk to their classmates in order to build this conceptual understanding. So that's why the P2A2 activities are too important, because the teacher will propose different activities in the classroom in order to understand, in order to ensure that the students are understanding the math concept that they're building in class.
So this will involve then a lot of group work and all of that. That's what you're saying, in essence?
Yeah.
Interaction
exactly.
with each other?
Exactly. So the class will be more interactive with these new pedagogical principles.
Yes.
And so, through this, students will have the chance also to develop 21st century skills like communication and collaboration, because the teacher will be more like a guide in which the teacher needs to ask powerful or purposeful questions. And based on these questions, the students will be constructing different math concepts.
Yes. And any general suggestions there for Mr. Burke Moraine? I know that, in the conference we're dealing with all of these issues. But generally speaking, what would you say to the listening audience, those who are still terrified of maths? How do they approach it?
Of course, definitely we are waiting for all teachers who want to start this amazing event. As I said yesterday to Sharon, a wonderful country deserves an amazing event like this. So my suggestion is go to the conference virtually or in the face-to-face sessions, and you will have the chance to learn about all these new pedagogical principles and the new way to learn mathematics, the authentic way to learn mathematics.
Yes. Ms. Elliott, as we wind down our discussion, it's free of cost, right?
It is free of cost only because we have these amazing sponsors. So some of our sponsors are JMMB, Clarimed, Asbury Tourism Services. I have a list. Caribbean Flavors and Fragrances, and a long list of individuals who just wanted to send their alma mater, teachers from their alma mater to the conference. One of the outstanding ones is New Providence Primary School. They have actually gone overboard and given us sponsorship for more teachers than they had. So we're able to get other teachers from other schools to go. So it's really a very collaborative effort, and we are very, very glad for the sponsorship and heartened by the interest that we have found in this conference.
And tell us again how to register that information, please.
So they can go to bookmerchant.net, which is our website, and as soon as they go on the website, there's a registration button that will pop up. Or they can call our office at 876-946-0926, and somebody will give them the information on the phone.
That's 876-946-0926.
Or Google it. Or just Google us and you'll find it.
Yes, okay. Well, all the best in terms of this conference. We pray success, and that at the end of the day, persons would learn and be better able to teach the subject. Have a safe day.
Thank you so much for having us, and you have a safe day as well.
Thank you so much.
Thank you. Thank you, listeners, for being with us. Join us again tomorrow as we continue to set the stage for a discussion of topical and controversial issues. For information on how to get copies of this program, call our production department at 876-968-95967. This has been the Morning Watch. Thanks to our producer, Kathy Gale, and our guest. I'm Dylan Toussaint, giving a shout-out to the pastors and members of the Transformed Life Church as I hand you back Love in the Morning with Chokaldaya.